the awakening from the chains of time. So transcending time through the power of the mind. Hello YouTube. Hello new subscribers, and thank you longtime friends for being here as we make our way through the Libra Aries axis. Today we're on 27, and let's go for it. Libra 27, an airplane sails high in the bright clear sky. A painting that will never dry. A black leopard beneath a full moon. Above a city, angels wait for humans to contact them. Hidden in books are memory chips which contain other books. The stone for Libra is Reflection Black Hyperstene. Hypersthene. It helps create calmness and quietness within the mind of the wearer. It gives clarity, guidance, complements Scorpio and Sagittarius energy, the transformative nature and the philosophical nature. It helps those. It brings emotional strength. It grounds in an attempt to shield from hectic stimuli. Promotes a clearer sense of direction and purpose. So a calming stone that helps you think clearly. And coming off of yesterday, it makes sense. I think this is a good place to talk about seed degrees. Lynda Hill talks about the degree prior is the seed, meaning this is where you're coming from and you're trying to resolve whatever issue that creates. This is where the action is, and then the outcome is the next degree. So that's her philosophy. At least it was when I read this book, and that was several years ago, so she may have changed it. Sandbach has a different approach, and if you're interested in that, I recommend that you check him out. But he has different degrees, and they're from other signs. Like in this particular one, the seed degree is Aquarius 19, and the fulfillment degree, so there's a seed degree and there's a fulfillment degree, is Gemini 18. So I'm not going to dive in any further other than to just say there is the thought about the seed degrees and fulfillment degrees. So if we're coming off of yesterday's high of realizing that we can do all these things and it's just a mind bubbling over with lots of ideas and potential, you can feel a little discombobulated, a little overstimulated. The other thing I want to say at this point is that the later degrees, the higher the degree, like 25, 26, 27, all the way up to 30, there's a lot of power with those. Therefore, a lot of expectation, not only from others of you, but also on yourself. And so you could feel like you can conquer the world, and when you can't, you can get really frustrated. And if you try to do it all at once, you're not gonna get there. The way through on this one is, I think, to take a clue from the stones, realize that you can rise above conflict and see it from another perspective. See it from above, like from the perspective of an eagle and a dove. The ability to see duality from a higher perspective. How do they play off of each other? What do they do for each other? What is to be learned from it? Using your mind, the abilities of the mind are really important here. Divine and seeing from above can also be seen from your mental abilities. So there is a need to quiet and organize your mind so that you can see through. That's where the strength is here, is through the mind. An openness that nothing is ever complete. The wheel of life is always turning. We are the paint in the painting that will never dry. there's a sense of security in that there's always the ability to repaint it. It's always shifting. And it can be frustrating to yourself if you try to fight that, if this particular degree is really strong for you. And it can be frustrating to other people if they can't pin you down, because you're constantly open to the fact that everything changes. But if you tap into that, you tap into your true self. There's a strong message here to give to others. So if you have a lot of power and you can see from above, if you only think about ambition in a selfish way, you can see that in others, and you can see it in yourself. But if you can work through that and give to others, and know that by giving to others you ultimately give to yourself, that helps you to find your true essence and to find true abundance. This only becomes negative, this is one thing that Sandbach says, only becomes negative when the things that you feel you need, that you must have, are not really life-sustaining. Like if you look at food as a reward, that could be a problem. If you think successful people can afford the best drugs, that could be a problem here. It feels like this area, we're in a stretch where addictions come into play. Seeing in the darkness, the leopard in the moon, that's a predator in the night. So that could have negative connotation, and it could have a positive connotation. And that inside every story there's another story, and another story, the memory chips in the book. That is, again, writers. This is a strong degree for writers. Seeing life in a joyful way, that you can always rise above anything, that nothing is permanent, gives you a sense of freedom, in that there's always a way to change it. So constant change with this one. Let's take a look at Aries. 27. Through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. Over a waterfall gleams a rainbow, many thousands of years old. A funhouse. 7 women in white, carrying lamps, enter a cave. People coming and going freely between parallel universes. So those are the symbols. The stone is pyrope, or red garnet. I've got red garnet mentioned, but pyrope. Several chakras were mentioned to this. The crown, the root, and the heart. So this is maybe one of those stones that speaks to the entire body. It balances the root chakra, inspires originality. It helps open your heart so that you can be more loving. It gives you courage, strength, and determination. Boosts charisma. Activates passion, vitality, self-expression. Power to ignite your inner flame. Hold it in your hands and visualize your intentions for creativity and charisma. There was an affirmation here, and I think it really speaks to what we're dealing with this particular degree and with this access. I accept prosperity and abundance with a heart full of gratitude and a mindset of self-worth. This access emphasizes the power of the mind, the power of our ability to imagine it first, and then there it is. So manifestation again, but what are you manifesting? So if you're constantly worried and you're filling your mind with things that cause you to worry, or you have a lot of nervous energy and you're just spinning, you're going to manifest something that may not be what you really want. If you know that you have this power, and we all do, when the sun is here, when the North Node is here, when certain points are here We all have this power. You want to clear your mind, and you want to know that thoughts become real. And train yourself to be calm and to think about what you really want. So very strong imagination. This again, this tells me this is about a writer. Opening doors to new worlds through your imagination. The awakening from the chains of time. So transcending time through the power of the mind. Increasingly aligning with the idea that everything changes, nothing stays the same, and instead of being fearful about that idea, saying, hey, everything changes, that's how I manifest things. I don't have to wait forever for something to come. I'm not stuck here. And you find eternally what fulfills you in repeatedly doing that. This degree can have you manifesting things, like I said earlier, if you have an addiction to food, if you have an addiction to sex, if you have an addiction to whatever, if it's not life-sustaining, you're going to come up against that, probably. And just know that it's so you can clear it away. And if you need to clear something away, the power is here through the mind, not to focus on the negative aspect, but to say, I want to know what truly makes me happy. Show me what truly makes me happy. Be open to it. Embracing being the calm in the storm. The stone for Libra could be really helpful for this particular degree. It's interesting how, they both are. Both of them have their place. But the hyperstein has the ability to really calm you when you're overstimulated. If you work in an environment where there's a lot going on, like say a emergency room technician of some sort or emergency room surgeon, you need to be the calm in the storm. This almost tells me that's kind of what we're dealing with here, at a high level of needing to rise at a higher level and be the calm. Maybe meditating on being the clarity that is the rainbow after the storm. That kind of calmness is what we're going for here. There may be lots of experimentation here. You could possibly feel like a failure with this degree if it's really strong for you until you get a handle on it, because you're constantly having to reevaluate what is truly important. And you may be really good at doing a lot of things, but if that's not truly who you are and what truly feeds your soul, you may come up against major failures before you get to the point where you are the calm in the storm and can glide. Undaunted faith in the development of and the pursuit of your ideals is Aries 27. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing if you're enjoying this information. I really, really appreciate you guys. Until next time, take care.